Okay, I'm ready for my mic check on this mic. Oh, the radio. 27. Okay, this is the radio mic. Now let's take a look at Joshua's 10-day forecast from today into this weekend. Before Joshua says a strong system will push into the area this weekend, bringing you with a chance for strong to severe storms. What? Okay, and then now for the lights.
evening. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily O, sponsored by Firo Pizza. I'm Sierra Williams. Thank you for joining us. Today is International Women's Day, and Joe Biden signed 2 executive orders today that promote gender equality in the US. The first order is for a Gender Policy Council, which was disbanded under the Trump administration, but was started during the Obama administration. The other order is for the Department of Education. This order reverses a rule that was about campus sexual assault. It requires universities to guarantee an environment free from discrimination on the basis of sex, including discrimination in the form of sexual harassment, which encompasses sexual violence and includes discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity. President Joe Biden said, quote, "In our nation, as in all nations, women have fought for justice, shattered barriers, built and sustained economies, carried communities through times of crisis, and served with dignity and resolve. Too often, they have done so while being denied the freedom, full participation, and equal opportunity all women are due," end quote. Stunning claims this morning about the royal family by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in a bombshell 2-hour interview with Oprah Winfrey. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex paint a picture of racism and emotional abuse. Meghan describes being ostracized by the palace and the concern within the royal family about her baby's skin color. Here's more on that story.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening, constant thought.
Driven to despair by the family she married into and the institution behind it.
We had to go to this event, and I remember him saying, "I don't think you can go." And I said, "I can't be left alone."
Because you were afraid of what you might do to yourself?
Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, opening up to Oprah Winfrey about being singled out. She believes forced out of the royal family for her race. Concerns even raised by unnamed royals about the colour of her child's skin.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
And
Who is having that conversation with you? What?
so,
There is a conversation. Hold up.
there's
Stop
several
right now.
there are several conversations.
There's a
about it
conversation with you.
with Harry.
An even more shocking allegation that she was told her child couldn't be a prince for unstated reasons, not even afforded a security detail.
The idea of our son not being safe, and also the idea of the first member of color in this family not being titled in the same way that other grandchildren would be.
A barrage of negative press damaging Meghan's mental health. She says the palace did nothing to help her.
You can watch the full interview with Harry and Meghan for free on CBS's website. OSU just announced that parking lots 27A, 29, and 31 will be closed beginning March 13th due to the construction of OSU Agriculture's New Frontier building. If you park in these lots, you will need to find alternative parking. Lot 31 will be completely closed as the new project will be eliminating the parking lot. Next, we'll take a quick break and then we'll be back with the weather. For the Daily O, I'm Sierra Williams.
Hi everybody, my name is Emily Shuping. I'm your marketing coordinator for the Made in Oklahoma Coalition. I'm coming to you with an amazing opportunity. We are teaming up with the Ocali Media Group at Oklahoma State University. We want to tell your story on the following platforms: streaming, newspaper, and digital. This opportunity will not only allow your story to be told locally, but nationally as well. I am so excited for each of you to join in on this tremendous opportunity. This will not only be good for your business, but it will be good for our great state of Oklahoma. You can be expecting an email from me soon with more details about this opportunity. Local has a name, local has a face, local has a flavor. The Made in Oklahoma Coalition.
Hey, welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Brody Myers, in for Joshua Weisel, who couldn't make it in today. Let's take a look at his 10-day forecast. Looking at a high of 70, a low of 53. It was a pretty balmy day out there. Got to take my dogs for a walk, and they really enjoyed that. Mid-70s into the middle of the week. A little bit of a chance of rain, but it's really going to ramp up. We're going to be running and gunning this weekend. High of 70, low of 50s, getting into the mid-60s as possibly. But look at those rain chances. 60, 60, and 40. Not looking very good for the Cowboys and Cowgirls on the Diamond, who have both got big series this weekend. I wouldn't be making very many outdoor plans for this weekend. But as we get into next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, looking like a little bit of cooler days than we're enjoying now, but we'll take 60 and 65 over some of the snow we had just a few days ago. Otherwise, we'll take this weather, but we are due up for that after winter spring washout here in Oklahoma. We'll be right back. We're talking the Cowboys and the Cowgirls on the Diamond in sports.
Oh, there you go. Superstar.
The end of the practice is when we do all of our intensity drills.
Okay.
She was going at it.
Stop. If we get them to Detroit by, let's say Monday the 15th. Right there. There we go. Yeah. Just, you can't.
Don't want to talk about it.
When you see the water tower, you're gonna make a right.
If we win this, we have one way to get to the playoffs. I know.
Welcome back again to the Daily O. I'm Brody Myers. Let's get you caught up on sports from over the weekend. Cowboy Wrestling has another trophy to add to their large showcase in Heritage Hall after winning their 9th consecutive Big 12 title Sunday night in Tulsa. Oklahoma State went 3-0 in the finals and racked up 124 team points, earning a co-championship with OU for the title. Their run of 9 straight championships marks the longest streak in Big 12 and program history. Sophomore Dayton Fix and senior Boo Llewellyn defeated their OSU opponents in the finals 6-1 and 7-6, respectively. Meanwhile, freshman A.J. Ferrari won 13-8 to clinch the shared title for the Pokes. Ferrari was named the most outstanding wrestler at the Big 12 tournament, the first true freshman to win it out of OSU since 2005. John Smith still wished they could have won the outright title, saying, quote, "We definitely didn't want the co-championship. I think each team would have preferred to have won it, but congratulations to Oklahoma on the good effort and the things they did to put themselves in a position to win it. It is what it is, but it reminds each guy in tight races like this to think about what they could have done to score one more point," end quote. OSU will begin preparations for an NCAA title run at the 2021 NCAA Wrestling Championships in St. Louis, March 18th through the 20th. And by the way, if that was a national competition, Oklahoma State would have won the outright title with the tiebreaker. Otherwise, moving over to the Diamond, Cowboy Baseball won their first 2 games of the series against Grand Canyon, with the third game of the series ending in a rare occurrence, with the game tied at 4-4 after 9 innings. The game was called and ended as a tie due to a travel curfew for the Lopes. It was just the 6th time in program history that a game ended in a draw. Last time was 2018. OSU remains undefeated on the season and will be back in action against Oral Roberts in Tulsa tomorrow. On the women's side of things, the Cowgirls softball team competed in the OSU Tulsa Invitational and swept their 6 games over the weekend, defeating Omaha and New Mexico twice, followed by a win against Tulsa. The Cowgirls homered 4 times in their shutout win against the Golden Hurricane, winning 7-0. The Invitational continues Wednesday night against North Texas right here in Stillwater. Even though it's the offseason, Cowboy football made headlines this past week after making a splash with their recruiting efforts. Head coach Mike Gundy landed the commitment of high 4-star safety recruit Kendall Daniels. Daniels is the number 1 recruit in the state of Oklahoma and the number 5 safety in the nation. A highly sought-after player out of Beggs High School, Daniels was offered by major football powerhouse schools such as Oklahoma, Bama, Clemson, and Georgia. Originally, he had signed a letter of intent to play for Texas A&M, but decommitted in late February. Analyst Gabe Brooks sees Daniels as a high-impact player at the college level with great potential in terms of his NFL draft stock in the next few years. In 2019, he led the Beggs Demons to an 11-3 record and a semifinal appearance in the Division IIA playoffs. Cowboy fans should keep their eye out for Daniels in the secondary when the upcoming season begins in September. It'll be here before we know it. The men's basketball team capped off their excellent 2020-2021 season Saturday night with a win in Morgantown against the West Virginia Mountaineers. Our own Jace Andrews has the recap of all the action from the season finale.
The Oklahoma State Cowboys were able to finish off the regular season in style with a win against 6th-ranked West Virginia. This past Saturday, OSU took on the West Virginia Mountaineers in Morgantown without Isaac Likely or Cade Cunningham. Though these Cowboys were shorthanded against a strong opponent, they never once thought about losing this game.
And I think over time, guys just don't think about losing. Like, that's not part of the conversation. We just think about, what do we need to do? Whoever's available.
Right away, these guys made the message clear that even though a lot was against them, they were there to win. Without one of their best players in Cade Cunningham, multiple Cowboys had to step up to help this team succeed. The biggest contributor was Avery Anderson, though, as he finished the game with an astounding 31 points. This is nothing new for Avery, as the past month of basketball, Avery has showed that he can compete with anyone in the country. Coach Boynton told us that this was not a surprise to see Avery compete when the team needed him.
Who's gotten better? I think he's the most improved player in the country. I think he's the most improved player in our league by far. And today was an example with, our best player in Cade and our leader in Ice both out.
For the Cowboys, this game showed the world that even without Cade Cunningham, this team is still one to be reckoned with. The versatility of the Cowboys has been shown multiple times throughout this year. But this game just proved how versatile they truly are. Even without 2 of their best players and multiple guys fouling out of the game, the Cowboys pulled off the upset.
Just our team is real versatile, and we can do a whole bunch of things. A lot of people could do a whole bunch of different things. Like Key, he could shoot, he could rebound. 1K, he can make plays, he could shoot, he could play defense. So a lot of people could do different things, and that's why we're so versatile.
This Cowboys team will go into postseason play with a great deal of momentum, winning 6 of their last 7 games of the regular season. What makes this Cowboys team so scary is that they haven't even been fully healthy during the final half of the regular season.
We got the best we can play right now, and we still missing 2 of our key players, so ain't no telling.
We got a lot more to prove. A lot more to prove.
The Cowboys will have their chance to prove themselves starting Thursday when they take on West Virginia again in the first round of the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. Be sure to tune in to ESPNU at 10:30 a.m. to continue to support OSU as they head into postseason play. For the Daily O, I'm Jace Andrews.
Thanks for that, Jace. The Cowboys moved up in the national rankings from 17th to 12th after the AP poll was released this morning. Joe Lunardi currently has the team as a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. And in other news, Cade Cunningham just named Big 12 Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year. No surprise there. Be sure to tune in and support the Pokes in the Big 12 tournament starting this Wednesday at 10:30. In Big 12 news, Kansas Jayhawk football coach Les Miles has been placed on administrative leave by the university for allegations of sexual misconduct with female students while he was a coach at LSU in 2013. A recent internal investigation report released by LSU accused Miles of contacting female students via Facebook or text and meeting up with them on campus. He's said to have kissed at least one of the students and invited them over to his condo alone. Another accusation said he invited one student to a hotel room with him after telling her that he could help her career. Kansas Athletic Director Jeff Long released a statement saying, quote, "Even though the allegations against him occurred at LSU, we take these matters very seriously at KU. Now that we have access to this information, we will take the coming days to fully review the material and see if any additional information is available. I do not want to speculate on a timeline for our review because it is imperative we do our due diligence. We will be able to comment further once our review is complete." End quote. Offensive coordinator Mike DeBoer will handle coaching responsibilities for the Jayhawks until a new head coach, or if Les Miles comes back, is named. In more national news, the NBA All-Star Game was last night, and the stars came out to play in the skills competition, the three-point contest, the slam dunk contest, and, of course, the All-Star Game itself. The night got started with skills competition, and a field comprised of many All-Stars. Indiana Pacers forward Domas Sabonis got the win, defeating Julius Randle, then Luka Doncic, before outlasting Nikola Vucevic in the final round to claim the trophy in the three-point contest. A usual face took home the win as Steph Curry scored 28 in the final round to win. Curry became the 7th player to win multiple three-point contests, with his first win coming back in 2015. Curry won his very last shot to beat Jazz guard Mike Conley, who had 27 points. Curry spoke about his career after his win and his performance in the All-Star Game. Moving down to...
I don't have anything to prove. There's a little subtle difference there, but what drives me is just having fun. I truly love to play basketball. I'm just, appreciative and grateful that it's at the highest level, and I get to kind of still pursue a higher level of excellence on the court. As we all know, our careers have a finite window, and you never know when the basketball gods, if you will tell you to hang them up. So as long as I feel healthy and strong and able to keep doing what I'm doing, the joy naturally comes out.
Moving now to the dunk contest, what many are calling an underwhelming showing in a competition with such a rich history. It got underway during halftime of the All-Star Game. Cassius Stanley from the Pacers, Anthony Simons from the Trailblazers, and Obi Toppin from the Knicks all competed, with Simons coming out on top. The highlight of the night was for sure the All-Star Game itself. Team LeBron taking on Team Durant. In the case of most All-Star games, not much defense was played, but there was plenty of highlights. Giannis Antetokounmpo took home the MVP award after going 16 for 16, including 2 3-pointers. 3 were lobs, and Curry and Dame Lillard pulling for the logo to help give Team LeBron a blowout win, 170-150. Not exactly Henry Iba coaching that game. In other NBA news, former Pistons forward Blake Griffin announced he is signing with the Brooklyn Nets for the rest of the season after an agreement was made yesterday. Griffin joins a team with 3 of the big guys in the NBA, Durant, Harden, Irving, and he joins his former Clippers teammate DeAndre Jordan there as well. Well, that's all we have for sports and for the whole show. Thanks for tuning in to The Daily O. Make sure to follow us on social media at TheDailyO_TV. You can also watch our show on Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Roku, and on Suddenlink Channel 112. We'll see you back here Wednesday for the Daily O. I'm Brody Myers. Good night.
The Daily O is brought to you by Firo's Fire-Kissed Pizza.
Hi, I'm Will Joyce, the Mayor of Stillwater. As Mayor, it's my responsibility to help develop plans for a variety of resident needs, including roads, emergency services, and utilities. Some of those services are paid for with federal money that the government distributes to states and communities based on Census Bureau data. This is your tax money coming back to our community, but if you or your household aren't counted, we lose nearly $1,200 per person to places like Texas, Kansas, and Arkansas. So help bring that money back to local communities by filling out the 2020 census. This year, it's easy to do. You'll receive a postcard in March 2020 with a unique code for your address. Using that code, simply go online, call, or request a paper copy of the census and fill it out. I want to make sure that you and your whole household are counted in the 2020 census. It's important not just to Stillwater, but to all of Payne County.